What the fuck is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Casual Report Plus. On my own today. No Jam, no Dan, no Bishop, no Rob. They've all abandoned me. I'm just going to talk about the news, as I tend to do. Hope you join me. Hope you're all well. But first, what have I been playing? A bit of Tekken 7. I said on Twitter the other day that, Tekken 7, well, my interest is back with Tekken, thanks to someone that's never really liked it. Always turned the nose up at Tekken. Jam, I'm talking about. It's really strange. But we're back in Tekken. We're buzzing. I think everyone's buzzing for Tekken 8. All the characters and all the new mechanics they're on look fantastic. So we're all good. And also, I've been playing the greatest game ever made. Obviously, it's here. Stranger of Paradise. Final Fantasy Origins. Don't know if you played it, had a chance to play it. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, I don't know. I mean, I get why people don't like it. I get why people even hate it, to be honest. Because it's just so far out of the realm of that sort of world. But saying that, the characters are just dross. Look like a punk rock reject band of. Just stories ridiculous. Not even ridiculous in a good way, just stupid. I think how they all meet, like Jack and I can't even remember the other people names. Like, oh, I have a crystal. I have a crystal too. Oh, let's go and kill Chaos. I mean, more for killing Chaos, but you know what I mean. But when you get to the gameplay and the combat, I do like the combat. I feel it experiments with the job system, which has been pretty much ever present in Final Fantasy since 2 or 3-ish. So, ever present-ish. You could swap around a lot in some of the older ones. Not so much in the PS1 era and so on, but you could swap around your jobs in the older ones. It does a good job of gear as well. It's got gear coming out my ass. And I do like the nods to the older Final Fantasy. Like, I've just done the Chapter 4. Like, from what I understand, the game's split up into chapters. Each chapter is I'll say nod, but you know what I mean. Chapter 1 is a nod to Final Fantasy 1, 2, Final Fantasy 2, and so on. Just on Final Fantasy 4, Chapter 4, and it was cool. Like, the Crystal Mansion, I can't remember what it was called, but a nod to the Crystal Palace in 4, so it was cool. And then you actually went up in, spoilers, you actually went up into outer space in Chapter 5. I've not played 5, so I'm not sure if that's accurate to 5, but it's definitely accurate to 4, I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the moon, mate. But I live that dream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just going to get into it. You know what I mean? What have you been playing? Let me know. Tell me. I'm very interested to know if you've been catching up on some stuff, or even Resi 4 remake, or, whatever. But first up, as I always like to start with, is the news. Oh, the news, what am I chatting shit about? The UK box charts, which, again, doesn't probably factors in for half of the sales in the UK at most. Probably with games not releasing physically, probably even less than that, but it is what it is. I do enjoy. I've just noticed I just didn't see that when I looked earlier. I've just noticed a re-entry in the chart, so that'll be good. Again, from gamesindustry.biz, James Batchelor. Usually Chris Dring does this, but I don't know what's going on. So the charts are, as I'm just going to put it on the screen, because why not, eh? Why not indeed? There it is. Minecraft at 10, on Switch edition, God of War Ragnarok at 9, Odyssey at 8, Super Mario, not Assassin's Creed, WWE 2K23 at 7, Gotham Knights re-entry at number 6, I think that's on sale, which is why. Mario Kart 8 at 5, Call of Duty and Modern Warfare 2 at 4, Hogwarts Legacy at 3, FIFA at 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake retains its number 1 spot which is cool. Even though, so it goes on. Resident Evil 4 Remake, best-selling game at the UK retail for a second week in a row, despite dropping 69% week on week, which is a little bit more than average, but thereabouts. Even with this decline, Resi 4 was comfortably ahead of the next biggest seller, FIFA 23, a 34% rise in sales pushed the EA's football game up one place to number 2, knocking Hogwarts Legacy down to 3. The biggest benefactory was Warner Brothers' Gotham Knights, which re-entered the charts at number 6 after a 999% rise in sales. It must be on sale, right? It must be on offer somewhere. Must be. Meanwhile, Super Mario Odyssey saw a 5% sales boost thanks to the Switch hardware bundle ongoing promotion for the Super Mario movie. So next week, I imagine there's going to be perhaps Super Mario 3D World and some other shit in there. Perhaps, I don't know. Speaking of the Mario movie, I'm due to see it on Friday. So in 2 days, if you're watching this in 100 years, there's probably been about 50 Mario movies. So lucky you, mate. Moving on to some real news. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Real news. Some beautiful news. Let me know, right, what you think of this, because I'm in two minds so far. So you've seen the title of the video. I assume assumptions are the mother of all fuck ups. I know, but I assume this is going to be the number one in the thumbnail and all that shit. Tom Henderson, Insider Gaming, says, drumroll please, exclusive Sony's next PlayStation handheld. So those that want a PlayStation handheld are in luck, but also those that want a PlayStation handheld may be a bit disappointed with this. I'm going to dive in. Let's go. Let's have it. So, following days of speculation, Insider Gaming can report that there's a new PlayStation handheld in development, codenamed the Q Lite. The next PlayStation handheld is the next piece of Sony hardware that aims to be yet another piece of hardware that requires the PlayStation 5, similar to the VR headset and all that. Blah, blah, blah. We'll move on a bit. Sporting adaptive streaming up to 1080p and 60 frames a second. The new device will require constant internet connectivity because you guessed it. The Q Lite is not a cloud streaming device but uses remote play with the PlayStation 5, and that's the sole use of the machine, which is very, very, very unfortunate for me. I'm not sure how you feel. Insider Game understands the Q Lite is in its QA phase and is scheduled to release before the PlayStation 5 Pro and after the detachable disc drive for the PS5. As previously mentioned by Jeff Grubb, Sony's planned to announce its second phase of the PS5, which was in reference to its future game slate. Ironically, though, the second phase is very much true for Sony's hardware offering with a detachable disc drive, Project Nomad, which is the wireless earphones, and Project Voyager, which is the headset, along with the Q Lite, all scheduled to release in a very short period. It's understood that the PlayStation 5 Pro is aiming for a release holiday 2024. So, right, that's the whole thing. How would you feel about this? I'll tell you how I feel. Shall I? What's the point? Like, everyone, most people, have a device like this of some sort, right? Which can do remote play just fine. Get a detachable controller, isn't in here. I've got a detachable. You slot your phone in it when you control it. You're away. It's not one of them. You're done, right? No price point of this. I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't know how much they can even think about charging. I assume not much more than 150 quid. I can't imagine it being that much more. Sorry. I can imagine it being 150 quid because this is the company that tells you a slab of plastic to whack on the side of your PlayStation 5 for that's what, 50 quid a pop in it, I think. You get both. You get like the sandwich. Enough about that. 1080p, 60 frames a second, relies on internet connectivity. I don't, if it was cloud, even then, if it was native, it'd be 100 million times better. But if it was native, it'll be a lot under the hood, and it would be expensive, and it would be a lot more than what I think between 150 and 200 quid they're going to charge for this, I think. I hope not. I did not. They can't charge much more than that, because it sounds like there's nothing under the hood. 8-inch LCD, which, you know, for a handheld, it's not bad at all. Not OLED though. No, push that OLED, mate. Love the OLED. Yeah, the Vita had OLED, so what's going on here? Like, we're crazy if we're thinking that Sony are going to go head to head with the Switch and the Vita 2 or whatever, because that's not happening at all. Like, Sony have been pushing the remote play for the past couple of weeks, so I think they are building up to this sort of device which is solely built to be a remote play machine. There's volume, it says there's volume button, speakers, and audio jack, etc. There's haptic feedback, which is cool. The device supports triggers for haptic feedback and will include what you would expect from a handheld. I don't know why this is going to be a thing. I understand the PlayStation 5 Pro. I am in the camp which I've got games that push the hardware. Like when the PS4 Pro came out, we had games that pushed the hardware. The PS4 Jet engine didn't make a name for itself for no reason. Do you know what I mean? So to have no games pushing the hardware and to this can do 8K. Like no one, do you know it's got an 8K TV or 8K monitor? Imagine there's will be some of you going, "Oh, my mate actually's got one of them." Well, I've got one of them actually. But the fact of the matter is, the average person, even the biggest of enthusiast gamer, doesn't have a fucking 8K monitor, so it doesn't matter. The Pro is a different story. But yeah, I need to see more of this. It's probably not going to be worth it for me. Although we've had to move one of the two TVs downstairs, upstairs, because my little lad is starting to cause chaos and just need a bit more room. So maybe, put the TV on. I'll play my Switch. You have a PlayStation 5 remote play. But the whole point of a handheld for me is to take it on holiday, take it if you're sleeping away somewhere, or if you're doing a commute, or plane journeys or train journeys, or that's the point of it. And if you're not gonna, it's a good option, I think, but it's going to be an expensive option, and I do feel it's going to be at least 150 quid. If it's 100 lower, I'll be surprised. But let me know what you think. I'm very interested to hear the wider sort of appeal for this sort of thing. I'm very interested. But moving on. Talk about Tekken earlier. Tekken's ramping straight up, mate. We've had trailers all fucking day for this game. The latest one is for Leroy. I don't know much about Leroy, to be honest, because he's a newer character. I can't be bothered to Google it. I'm sure someone will tell me. Is he new to Tekken 7? Was that right? But it's a grandfather drip. He looks sick, to be fair. And there's the Azuka trailer as well, which again is looking fresh. Even the previews came out the other week; they all look good. I'm very interested to see a high-level play of this. I'm very interested to see Uslot play Tekken, because Gibbo, friend of the show, a contributor to the show, loves fighting games, and I think I want to say loves Tekken, but he might just like Tekken a bit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes. Yes, that's great. I don't think it's going to come out before Street Fighter, but I think it's going to come out before 2024, and it's definitely going to come out before Mortal Kombat 12. We're talking winter-ish, autumn-winter-ish, so October to December-ish. I don't think it's going to fall into next year because there's too much coming out of it. The previews are out. I could be way off. And let me know when you think it's coming out. Who Jermaine, Armor King, Steve Fox is my my two go-to characters. Flirting with Lee Shaolin a bit as well, bit of Violet, you know what I'm saying? Starting to roll back the years. But yeah, just let me know if you're into Tekken, who your characters are, who's doing what, mate, you know what I mean? But moving on, slightly though, but it is what it is. Nintendo and DeNa, the collaboration. I'm just going to read. Chris Scullion at VGC says that Nintendo and mobile firm DeNa launched joint venture Nintendo Systems. The new company aims to create new systems and services to deliver entertainment. I don't know what that means, but I assume it's mobile nonsense. So there is. So yeah, whatever. Nintendo and mobile firm DeNa have launched their previously announced venture Nintendo Systems. The two companies announced in November that they were forming a new subsidiary company that would be 80% owned by Nintendo and would open in April 2023, which is now, by the way. But it is what it is. That company, I don't know, man. The company's president is Tetsuya Sasaki, who's joined Nintendo in 1995 as software engineer for the EAD division. Sasaki's main roles have been programming support in the past. He's contributed to lights of Wind Waker, Mario Kart DS, Wii Sports, and Animal Crossing Wild World. Not a bad CV, to be honest. Well done. He's also programmed the Wii U and 3DS internet browsers. Remember when consoles had internet browsers? I don't. Amidst the many technological innovations in the world, while valuing the spirit of originality and flexibility, members with various strengths engage in lively discussions and work faithfully to create systems with the aim of achieving great results that cannot be achieved by one person alone. So, this is the site. Not much on it yet. Yeah, I mean, it's in Shibuya's and Kyoto. It's got a company profile here, which I'm not going to bore you with. Do you know what I mean? This recruitment. Is it recruitment? You want a job? I think someone translate that for me. I don't know what that says. Can it translate? It doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, who knows? It's just remember Pokemon Go Mania? That was mental. Mental. I think they're hoping to sort of recreate some of that magic with perhaps a Star Fox. Okay, I don't know, like a Star Fox series on your phone, which is like a visual novel you can play with your friends. I don't know what they're planning. I'm not a developer, but I'm very interested to see what they're developing, what they're going into, why it is what it is. I don't know though. Let me know what you think. I'm very interested. Again, very interested to see what's going on. I'm all up for shit like this. You know what I mean? When the mobile market isn't just loot boxes and shit, there's some, people that think outside the box. Like Pokemon Go was a phenomenon. It still is, to be fair. Fire Emblem Heroes, Mario Run tried the down payment but people didn't want to pay £10 for a phone game. They wanted to go in for free and then get nickeled and dimed, mate. I think I don't think the mobile scene's going to shape that anytime soon, unfortunately. But, we can dream, can't we? We can dream. Anyway, moving on. Only a few more. Oh, God. Sorry, the website translated it in German. I think it is a German site. I had a load of German nonsense on the screen then. Quantum Break is leaving Xbox Game Pass due to licensing issues. This is Xbox Dynasty, living the dream. Who is it though? Zorn? Did you see that right? Oh, the mouse doesn't show. There you go, Zorn. Quantum Break is to be removed from Xbox Game Pass for the time being due to licensing issues, as Microsoft has declared to Xbox Dynasty. I assume, again, assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups, so you'll have to bear with me. I assume it was like a 7-year deal, because the game's been out about 7 years, pretty much to the day-ish. I think they're just going to get them renewed and put it back on the service. So as for now, you can't get it. I don't think it's been delisted from the store. It doesn't say it's, but you can buy it from the store at a reduced price. That's because it's leaving Game Pass. So, in the past few days, when Quantum Break was listed in April's Xbox Game Pass removals, many members thought it was an April Fool's joke. But since Quantum Break didn't disappear from the list, it was certain that that wasn't a nasty April Fool's joke, but the game was really going to be removed. We asked Microsoft for an opinion, and have now received a response. Microsoft has informed us at Xbox Dynasty that the removal of Quantum Break is pending due to current licensing issues. However, the team is working flat out to get Quantum Break back on the service. Apparently, the negotiations for the missing licenses or licenses that need to be renewed in order for Quantum Break to continue being offered in Xbox Game Pass are still in full swing, and no agreement has been reached so far. However, this problem should soon disappear into thin air if the time comes. Quantum Break will be offered again in Xbox Game Pass. I never played this game, but I'm just going to assume it's because they did actual real-life cutscenes, I believe. There's Littlefinger from Game of Thrones was in it. Lance Reddick was in it. That dude was in it. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, I'm terrible, aren't I? Again, this is what we talk about game preservation and all that before, like licensing issues is going to kill it. Like Scott Pilgrim took years to come back. It's got loads of gems on the older systems. The one I was thinking of is Robocop versus Terminator, because that one's fucking mad. Must be mad. Again, I wish we could just figure this out, because it's obvious that the platform holders are pushing for an all digital future. But when it comes to this, you need to you can't, it's going to be all the fucking loop, jumping through hoops, and I hope we figure it out before eventually, sorry Jam, the disk drives get ripped from our systems and we're having to download games, and the physical game stores go up. I walked into a physical, speaking of, but segue, I walked into a physical game store the other day, game in England, you may have seen it, and literally half the shop, probably more than half the shop, was like Funko Pops, Lego, and I'm not against toys, right? Don't get me wrong. Kind of toys, board games, fucking phones, Pokemon cards. I'm about Pokemon cards. Again, don't get me wrong. I love all this shit, but when I go into the game and like all the, you walk in that way, so all the stuff on the right hand side has gone over to the left, and it's sort of shrunk. It's not what you want to say, man. And I know why it's happening, because of the digital era. Like over the past 10, 15 years, digital's just gone, and people are more willing to like buy the physical games, the games digitally, the bigger games digitally, because they've got better internet. We download it straight away, day one, 1 minute past 12, bang, you're in. The day off work the next day, a few Pepsis, mate, down you. It is what it is. But speaking of Game Pass, there's a few more introductions to the service. This is from Xbox.com. There's a few, some good ones to be fair. So available today, Loop Hero, console and PC. Loop Hero's great. Iron Brigade, Cloud and Console, Mobile, Trench Brigade, and Protect Humanity from the evil Monovision menace in this tower defense shooter. From Tim Schafer's Double Fine Productions. So, sounds cool. Ghostwire Tokyo, I nearly bought this on PlayStation. I'm glad I did. I'm not glad I didn't. I'm going to play it on Game Pass now, aren't I? So it is what it is. NHL 23 as a console. That's EA Play as well. Minecraft Legends, that's on April 18th. I'm very curious to see how this does. Available day one on Game Pass. The piglins are threatening to consume the overworld. Blah, 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 blah. Again, this is that sort of 3D action game. Similar in vein to Dungeons, but not as dungeon crawler, really, hence the name. And also the Michael Keane simulator. Well, bam, thank you, Van. Yeah, Goat Simulator. I'm taking the piss, everyone. It's alright. That's back on Game Pass. That's available now. Leaving Game Pass, Life is Strange True Colours. All these are leaving on the 15th. Life is Strange True Colours, Moonglow Bay, Panzer Corps 2, Rainbow Six Extraction, The Dungeon of... Nope. I'm not even going to try and say that. The Long Dark and The Riftbreaker, all leaving April 15th. So they usually go on sale before they go, 20% off before they go. So catch that. And last but not least, I'm going to move on. Speaking of catching, you know what I'm saying? Pokemon Stadium, this was a couple of days ago, been announced for, well, been revealed, re-revealed, whatever. Coming to Nintendo Switch Online on the 12th of April, which is a week today. Are we up for some Pokemon Stadium? Because I believe I'm up for some Pokemon Stadium. Probably the greatest game ever made, to be honest. Nearly as good as Stranger of Paradise. What can be said? What can be said? Online multiplayer, especially for the mini games as well. I say especially for the mini games as well. Yeah, cool. I mean, I wish they'd come out at a faster pace, but I understand why they've gone this route. Because like people, you put them on. I'd rather have them both on the eShop and this service. So if I wanted to buy it and keep it in my account, I could. But I understand why they want people on the NSO, don't they? Even though we're cheesing it, but whatever. I just wish it was more. I know, but I want more. Like there's only less 10-ish N64 games, 4 or 5 Game Boy Advance games. You know, I mean, we're getting there, but there's massive gulfs in those. Even the SNES ones and the Nintendo Entertainment System ones, there's massive gulfs. Like there's no Final Fantasies on there, there's no Chrono Trigger. That's Square Enix. You've got to give them money to as well, I imagine. But they're not even on the like Switch as a whole. Some of these, so. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, all I've got time for today. I appreciate you clicking. If you got this far, you deserve to click subscribe and like and all that. No, well, you can if you want to. It'll make me happy. Let me know what you thought of anything today. You know, the PlayStation handheld. I'm very curious, mate. Very, very curious how that's going to do. My assumption is it's going to go down like a lead balloon, and it's only like, oh, we can't compete with Nintendo. Look. But it is what it is. Tekken, Nintendo again for the systems. What do you think that's going to be? Game Pass. Just let me know, mate. And we'll have a good time. We'll do a top 10 soon. It'll be on the channel somewhere. It'll be on Twitch somewhere. Don't worry. I was off it, mate. That was jam. He said, he's texted me. What's he doing? Right, okay. He spent all day sorting his room out, his office, which is why, again, got to capitalise on that PlayStation handheld. You know what I mean? He spent all day doing his room, so that's why he's not here today. But when we do the next top 10, it'll definitely be on, because he loves the top 10. I love the top 10. Everything. And sorry, he's distracting me. I'm so sorry. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, let me know. If you want to come on and do your top 10, by all means, get in touch. My Twitter, is here. Get in touch. We'll sort it out big time. But until next time, keep it casual, everyone. Thank you very much. Peace.